week. In fact, it's the big music story in the whole country. Here's Tony.
Here I am, standing on a corner in downtown 𝙏𝙤𝙢𝙎𝙪, minding my own business, reading this week's NME. And what do I see on the cover? This charming man, Morrissey, whose group, the Smiths, from Manchester, have been voted Group of the Year in the NME poll. Not only that, their new album has gone straight into the charts at #1. What's it all about? If you haven't yet experienced the Smith phenomenon, follow me.
Well, I think we definitely are English, and we feel like very British people. But once you get beyond the point of saying English, yes, but where from in England, it just becomes boring and nonsensical. I mean, there's many, many groups in Manchester who are totally useless and who never get any attention whatsoever. And yet the British music press have this particular idea that Manchester is this wonderful place, and everybody that sprouts from Manchester has an incredible brain. But I've seen many, many groups that are totally shambolic. And you can say that about almost anywhere. You can't get into the whole geographical obsessiveness. You can't do that.
The Smiths is a very young band. You started by the end of '82, and you had already very quickly these huge reactions in England. What happened in your opinion, and why did everybody start to like the Smiths?
Can it really be explained? I think it either happens or it doesn't happen. It's initially, on our part, we were very, very sure of what we wanted to do, and we were very positive about every single aspect, however minuscule, connected with the Smiths, and it was really important that people understood us completely and saw us straight away. I think because we all had this very strong attitude, it worked. We didn't rely upon anybody, we didn't wait for anybody to come along and pick us up and do something for us. It was just really a matter of action instead of, words. So
I think also when we first appeared on the British music scene, and all the elements that make up the Smiths and make up our music and the way we present ourselves seem to totally contradict the norm in the British music charts and the way things tended to be sliding. And we came up with an approach that was different to the time, but not necessarily completely different and unseen.
The Smiths in rehearsal for their tour, which begins next week. And the man at the microphone, well, I used to know him as Stephen, but now they call him Morrissey. To some people, Morrissey is the Smiths, which is really pretty unfair, considering there are 4 people in the band and considering that they can't do much out there without good drumming and bass playing. Do you two ever get annoyed at the attention given to Morrissey?
No, not really. I think he deserves the attention he gets.
Oh, come on. There must be a little, sometimes when you think it's all Steve Morrissey up there.
Well,
do you never feel
well, we know that we're appreciated, so I mean, obviously, if we don't do interviews and we're not on the TV like every hour like Morrissey, then we're not going to be asked anything. So I mean, that's fine. I mean, we're happy where we are in the background.
Yeah,
our time will come.
to slip down, I wonder to myself.
It had to be quite different, and it crossed my mind that male images had never ever been used for one reason or another, when rock and roll is obviously quite traditionally a very male sphere. So I thought it was time that they were, but not in a way that would exploit them, exploit the male body, for instance, in much the way that the female body is always exploited, whether clothed or not. So it had to be something quite different, and it was quite a risk, but it's worked.
Because the music that they constantly play says nothing to me about my life. Hang the blessed DJ, because the music they constantly play.
I'd say my style is influenced by basically American and English folk guitar.
I seem to remember that kind of music, John.
That sort of thing, yeah. Well, basically because there's a lot of space to fill with Smith stuff, especially live, I just take it and sort of try a little bit more aggressively and go... as well as that, there's a bit of the old... There is a Sam Phillips kind of son influence in a lot of what we do.
The old rock and roll,
such as, yeah, the kind of rockabilly-ish kind of... that kind of thing.
Those are the influences which have made the guitar fashionable again, Johnny, but I bet you can't tell me where the melodies come from.
Thank you.
And finally, the man himself. We could talk about art, we could talk about the gladiolis he used to have hanging out of his pocket, but let's instead talk about scandal. Stephen, your career has been dogged in a positive fashion by controversy and scandal.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about the latest one. It's the opening lines on the opening track of the album, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it
Which
is.
says what?
The first two lines are belligerent ghouls run Manchester schools, which seems to have really upset the Manchester Education Committee.
I'm not surprised.
Well, why are you not surprised?
Well, it seems to be an attack on them. Why are you attacking them?
Well, it is an attack on them, in a sense, but I feel that they're there to be attacked, really, if they're not really serving their pupils well. It has to be attacked, surely.
Shyness is nice, and shyness can stop you from doing all the things in life that you'd like to. Shyness is nice, and shyness can stop you from doing all the things in life that you'd like to. So if there's something you'd like to try, if there's something you'd like to try, ask me, I won't say no, how could
I must ask you, what right does the fact that you are a popular and successful pop star give you to comment on political and local
Well,
matters?
I feel that if popular singers don't say these things, who does? We can't have any faith in playwrights anymore. We can't have any faith in film stars. Young people don't care about those things. They're dying arts. And if you say, what right do you have? The implication there, to me, is that, you know, popular music is quite a low art. It should be hidden. It can be there, but let's not say anything terribly important. Let's just, you know, make disco records or whatever. So I really feel that we do have an obligation, and I know that people respect it and they want it, and it's working to great effect.
With the ideas you have and the feelings you express, I always wanted to ask you, Stephen, why do you want to be a pop star?
Well, many reasons. It doesn't make life worse. That's all that I can say. It's quite interesting. You should try it one day.